Izzy, and in this video you guys are going to be breaking down the epic performance by Kawhi last night, forcing a Game 7 against the Dallas Mavericks, leading his Clippers to a victory by a score of 104-97. Now this was a pretty good game all around, you guys. I was watching it last night. I haven't been watching a lot of the basketball playoffs, but with this being an elimination game, I thought it'd be worth taking a look at, and by all means it was for sure. I mean, incredible performance by Kawhi. The game was really tight the whole way through. Could have went either way right up until the end there, until the Clippers started pulling away a little bit in the fourth quarter. You could kind of tell Luka was breaking down a little bit in the fourth quarter there, getting frustrated with some of the calls and some of the plays he was making, wasn't able to hit some of his shots in the fourth. And Kawhi just took over. I mean, it reminded me of when he was with the Toronto Raptors back in 2019. I'm a Raptors fan, so I remember it very vividly, very well. And yeah, it just was a definite throwback performance to 2019. Kawhi ended up finishing with 45 points, 6 boards, 3 assists, and 2 steals. I mean, there was a good stretch there where he was not missing anything in that third and fourth quarter. Basically put the team on his back because nobody else was hitting any shots at that point in time in the game. I mean, the Clippers were not firing on all cylinders by any means. For the first half there, they were just scrapping, just staying in it. Kawhi kind of pulled them ahead by 3 points there to go into the half. And then after that, he just started to take off in the third quarter. I mean, I think he had 17 third quarter points. Was just draining some clutch 3 balls in the fourth quarter there just to seal the deal. Got some good help from Reggie Jackson as well in that first quarter. He went off. He had more points than his entire team. I think he had 14 points in the first quarter. The rest of the team only had 12 or something like that. So Reggie Jackson kind of helped carry the way early on at the beginning there before Kawhi started getting hot. Because Kawhi only had, I think, 3 points in the first quarter. So he definitely wasn't cooking on early. But definitely turned on the Jets later on in the game and then just started roasting up the Mavericks from pretty much anywhere on the floor. Had a couple sweet put-back dunks where he just climbed the elevator to the top of the mountain and just slammed her down over Boban there, the big 7-foot center that they got for Dallas. Overall, just a good performance from Kawhi. They needed it. Would have been embarrassing for them to be out in the first round, especially in 6 games. And yeah, the trend keeps continuing, you guys. The road team has now won every single game in this series. We got Game 7 coming up tomorrow, I believe it will be. So we'll see if that trend continues and see if the Dallas Mavericks end up winning tomorrow. So I'm definitely cheering for the Mavs. Definitely would rather see them win than the LA team. I just don't really care. I'm happy to see that the Lakers went out too. The Suns knocked the Lakers out the other night there. I'd love to see if Luka can make some magic happen in Game 7. Take down Kawhi and the Clippers, and then we can have some a little more small market teams. I'd love to see those small market teams make it, and that would almost guarantee as soon as you get both LA teams out, then you're looking at like Utah, Phoenix, Dallas, Denver, any of those teams I'd be happy to see make the finals. And then over in the Eastern Conference, I'd love to see either Milwaukee or Atlanta to try and push on to the conference finals. I think Milwaukee's got a great shot this year of being able to make it all the way. They got their big 3 going on right now. Drew Holiday seems to be a good addition. So, but we'll get more into this game, you guys. That happened last night between the Mavs and the Clippers. Some good support from the supporting cast for Kawhi with Reggie Jackson had 25 points, 9 boards, and 4 assists. Paul George stepped up a little bit. Didn't go crazy on the points, but he had 20 points, 13 boards, 6 assists. So doing a little bit of everything. Which is all Kawhi needs. Kawhi just needed some guys to help him out a little bit there with his 45-point performance. And he had a couple guys step up and help him out in Reggie Jackson and Paul George. So that was pretty much what helped seal the deal. Luka really didn't have a lot of extra help. He wasn't really firing on all cylinders either. I believe he shot 11 for 26. So he's like around 45% shooting, which isn't atrocious, but it's nothing spectacular either. Luka ended up finishing the night with 29 points, 8 boards, and 11 assists, so almost a triple-double. And then he had a little bit of help from Tim Hardaway Jr. there with 23 points. And that was really it. I think Boban had 12 points. Dwight Finney-Smith there had, I think, 11 points. Other than that, you didn't have anyone scoring double digits on their team. I'd say the biggest disappointment so far that I've seen out of the Mavericks in this playoff stretch here is the performance from Porzingis, man. I mean, they're paying this guy a handsome figure, and he is not performing even close to what they thought he could be. I mean, the guy's a shell of himself. He had 7 points, I believe, last night. The game before that, I think he only had 8 points. So, like, the guy's not even getting to double digit scoring. I remember back in the days when he was with the Knicks and he was, averaging 25 a game. And now the guy can't even hardly get 10 points in for his team. So that was probably the most concerning thing that I'm noticing about the Mavericks here, is that you thought they had the 1-2 punch with Luka and Porzingis, and you're clearly seeing it's a one-man show. It's an absolute one-man show. If anything, the second punch is Tim Hardaway Jr., because he's really stepped up. And I think he's had 3 or 4, maybe even 5 games now where he's had over 20 points in the series. So he's kind of been your second leader on the team, scoring-wise and facilitating-wise, next to Luka. But Porzingis got to step up, man. If they want to win Game 7, they're going to need a little bit more out of Porzingis. Boban's been doing fine. I think he's finished 12 points, 9 boards, and like an assist or something like that. So he's fine as a big man down there. I don't mind when the Mavs run that big man lineup of Boban and Porzingis, but Porzingis got to step up a little bit. I mean, they should have dominated when they're playing, because Clippers came out with a small ball lineup yesterday as well. So there's no reason that the Mavs shouldn't have just dominated the board, should have been able to get any offensive rebound that they wanted. They should have kept feeding Boban in the paint there. He was just manhandling guys down low. Porzingis should have been getting more post play to be able to just manhandle the guys down there, because they don't have any 7-footers that were playing. Zubac was coming off the bench. He's their only big man that they were playing, and he only played maybe 10 minutes last night. So he wasn't in the game a lot anyway. And then you go ahead and don't really utilize your bigs as much as you should have. So I think that was kind of some of the knocks that I seen from the Mavs last night. Obviously, the trend continues with the away team winning each game so far this series. So it should be a good one coming up tomorrow, you guys. I mean, if the trend continues, I guess the Mavericks are going to be moving on. I'm sure Kawhi's going to have something else to say about that, but he hasn't really performed that well at home. All of his road games have been outstanding this series. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup tomorrow, just to see what happens and see if the trend can be broken and if a home team can get a victory this series. If not, I guess we'll be seeing Luka and the Mavs in the second round. So anyways, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Who do you think is going to take Game 7? What do you think of Kawhi's masterful 45-point performance last night? Be curious to see what you guys have to say in the comments section down below. Please leave a like or subscribe if you so choose to get some more sports content from the channel. And once again, you guys, thank you so much for the support. And this is Nizzy with Nizzy Sports Chat signing off.